Invasive species run rampant throughout the U.S. Aquatic species are especially in danger when boaters are uninformed and careless. Not taking the proper steps to care for your boat can impact millions of ecosystems and your boating experience. Careless boaters are why Highland Lake is draining its waters and making any water activities closed to the public for the foreseen future and the season. Because an invasive species called zebra mussels tag a ride on some person's boat, infecting the waters. And considering the amount of pollutants, toxins, and microorganisms they consume, they pass from fish to birds to other living organisms, causing a major disruption in the food chain with the toxins they accumulate. And you're probably wondering what zebra mussels are. Zebra mussels are a highly resilient and fast-spreading type of freshwater shellfish. How fast they spread can be attributed to their high reproduction rate. They can produce anywhere from 30,000 to 1 million new mussels a year, and with a lifespan of 4 to 8 years, that's a lot of new mussels. Also attaching to hard surfaces at the larval stage makes them easy to spread. Their size ranges from 1/4 of an inch to 2 inches. Originally originating in the Ponto-Caspian and Black Sea, for many years, Europe thought that they weren't a problem, and they weren't, not until waterways and canals were becoming used more, spreading through Europe when they were finally recognized as a problem. About 2 years later, the first zebra mussel was found in the US. The first zebra mussels were discovered in 1988 in Lake St. Clair, Michigan. They had been brought over in the ballast water of ships coming from European ports. Unfortunately, they are still spreading through the US to this day, having traveled from the East Coast all the way to the West Coast. During their migration across North America, an abiotic problem occurs when deeper zebra mussels take over pipes due to bifouling, causing obstruction that costs a lot of money. When zebra mussels cause water blockages in pipes, it causes corrosion. The damages end up costing the power industry up to $60 million a year. And the insufficient water flow causes temporary shutdowns that cost an extra $5,000 for every hour of their shutdown. The cost effects for lakes and rivers are also significant. From $3.7 million to $8.1 million goes into maintenance of boats and marinas each year. And between $2.5 to $12.6 million is lost in profit from what would have been non-resident water-based tourism, leading to loss in property value, ruining recreational activities that affect the economy in the local area. These constant costs to maintain and eradicate are expensive and are not cost-effective in the long run. Neither are the pesticides used to get rid of them. Although the lethality of pesticides varies, they are still very harmful to zebra mussels. Of course, any plan to use pesticides must also come with a plan on how to clean up the remaining chemicals and effects of the pesticides used to get rid of the mussels. Pesticides that have been tested and deemed effective are sodium and potassium chloride. It changes the mussels structurally and makes it difficult for them to breathe, suffocating them. It does not have an environmental impact outside of its intended target when used in recommended dosages. Pesticides do not just affect zebra mussels, but also fish, birds, people, and pets. The pesticides affect human health, causing acute and chronic diseases. Pesticides can spread through the human body through skin, mouth, eyes, and respiratory pathways, infecting the body. There are many common methods of removal. First is letting equipment dry. Letting equipment dry before leaving one body of water to the next decreases risk of migration. Second is reservoir drawdown. Draining the lake to the point where they can either dry up on land or freeze over the winter is a safe method without involving pesticides. Third, chemical treatment. Using pesticides to remove mussels can be effective, but there's a chance they can survive, leaving the effects of the pesticides for other living organisms. Next would be changing construction materials and methods. Coating surfaces with a specific material that mussels are not able to cling to and grow is a good method to prevent further growth. Finally, there is the option of biological control, leaving it to natural predators already in the environment or introducing them in hopes of eradication. Unfortunately, even though it works, it takes time and cannot keep up with the mussel's reproduction rate, as well as the possible dangers of introducing another species into another ecosystem. A report from Zorinsky Lake in Nebraska outlines in detail the discovery and methods considered to eradicate them. Ultimately, it was decided that they would partially drain the lake and let the water freeze over the winter. The low temperatures mixed with the cold, dry air meant total eradication without the use of chemicals. Not only was it 100% successful, it was also the most cost-effective, leaving the lake mussel-free to this day. And while that is the best-case scenario, prevention is still the best method in the long run. Not only is prevention more cost-effective, now and in the future, it has the smallest negative impact on the environment, along with it being an achievable method for the long run. In fact, Blue Mesa Reservoir in Colorado encourages the Clean, Drain, and Dry campaign. The campaign tells boaters to clean all boats and equipment with warm, soapy water, drain any water from the engine and ballast, and dry all boats and equipment. If too big to manually dry, leave it to dry in the sun for a couple days before going to another body of water. This is a much better option than being careless and getting found with zebra mussels on your boat. Doesn't matter if it's dead or alive, you'll still get a hefty fine. This research was started because of my curiosity about highline, getting affected by zebra mussels and boaters' carelessness. Highline is doing its best to get rid of the invasive species, but even after they are gone, the lake will still be marked with an invasive species sign for 5 years. If people had taken proper measures and cleaned their boats not only to prevent the spread of zebra mussels, but to also protect the people that they care about and the lakes they often frequent, we would not be seeing this spread right now.